Alright, so I decided to create an extra column here, and this is because something new that Forms has been added, or added to Forms, is the ability to add pictures. This is awesome. I love being able to add pictures to forms because now I can make a form like a real life test. So I'll show you that right now as to what that will look like. It will be a little bit longer video, probably about 6 minutes to go through everything, but it's a really neat concept. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to go up to our original form that I've been working on the whole time here. And you get there by either going to Drive and then going to your form itself. And what I want to do is I want to actually edit. So what's going to happen is, as one of my items here, I could actually add, where it says add item, I'm going to say add an image. And you could either take an image from a URL, you can take a snapshot of it, or you can upload it from your hard drive. So it's really up to you how you do it. I'm going to take a snapshot really fast just to show you how it works. So here it is. Hello. All right, so I'm going to use this, select it. And once I've selected it, it will actually put this right into my form, which is kind of cool. And as you can see, I now have my whole form. If I want to actually move this up, I could center it. I could put it to the left, to the right. I mean, there's not much more to do here. But I have this image, and I'll say, Mr. Thorough, thanks you. All right, so then I'll just say done. And what I could do to actually move this around is I could take this and actually move it to the very top if I like. Let's not actually move it here. I'll move this one down, that'll be easier. All right, so now I have that. If I go to view live form, I now have this picture of me. But I mean, the whole point isn't me. I mean, who cares about that? The point is I could actually take PDFs that I have scanned in and I could put those in here. So instead of having to recreate test questions, I can actually look at a sheet and I can physically go in and copy it. And let me show you how to do it. This is cool. So I use something called Snagit, which is fantastic. So let me go to one of my previous PDFs and I'll just quickly go through here. If I go over, if I go to this, so all I'm doing right now is I'm pulling up a PDF of some sort. And what I'm going to do is I use this thing called Snagit, which is awesome. But this is like a question that I had from one of my lab sheets. So maybe I want this as one of the tests questions. So I'm going to put this all in. And maybe this is a question I want. Now let's copy it. And I'm going to save this to my desktop actually. I'll say save as. And this is something that you have to do within Snagit, but the idea is the same. So this will be question 1. And now when I go back to my actual form, so I have to edit this form, and I want to go in here and I want to add an image. And I'm going to get the one from my desktop, so I'll choose this. I think I called it question 1, right? So I go over to question 1. Here it is, open. And now it's going to actually open this up. And here is the question that I had. I didn't make it, I just simply took it from a lab sheet. And I'll say quiz question. I'll say done. And now what I might do is I might say, based on this picture, now I'll ask a question. So find the differences in each group, and I'll say group 1, group 2, group 3, and so on. So that way you can actually answer the questions here. Let's just do that. So I'll say add, let's say multiple choice. I'll say 12 minus plus 8 equals, and I'll just have my options, 4, 10, -4. But you get the idea here of what I'm doing. I mean, instead of having to recreate everything, I could just take it from PDFs. And they just recently added this. So there's a lot that you can do. The final thing that I want to make sure that you know is that you could add page breaks. So I'll put a page break in here, and I'll say next section. And I'll hit done. And I can move this page break wherever I want. And what it will do is it'll actually break up my test a little bit. So let's see what it looks like. So I'll say view live form. And here it is, do you like math? And I'll say yes. I'll say continue. Notice there's no other questions on here. And then I'll say, do you like algebra? Yes. Is Mr. Thor the best? Yes. And then I'll say 4. And I'll say submit. It says, do you like algebra? Okay, and I'll say yes. Okay, so I got that figured out. You can see my previous responses here because of how I have it set up. But I mean, it's pretty neat that I'm able to actually go through and do all these different things. So lots of stuff to do with forms. There's lots of good videos about them.